We're going to call to order the regular Board of Directors meeting of the St. Louis Local Development Company. Let's see.
Janet.
Janet, is Janet here? Will you call the roll, please?
Sure. Frederica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Director McGlown.
I am present.
Director Gleet.
Here.
Director Seitz.
Here.
Director McCreary.
Here.
Director Gilbert.
Here, and Chris Peoples has joined us.
Okay.
Okay, Janet, call him as well, please.
Okay. Director Peoples.
Here.
Okay, and Director Rabu is coming on right this minute. He's connecting. So he's on. We should call him.
Yes.
Call
Okay.
Director Rabu.
Director Rabu.
Here. Technical difficulties, I'm sorry.
Okay, me too. Let's see. Okay. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the February 19th meeting. Are there any changes or questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved, Director Gleed.
Is there a second?
Second, Director Peoples.
Been moved by Director Gleet, seconded by Director Peoples. Janet, would you poll the board, please?
Director Rabu.
Aye.
Director Peoples.
Aye.
Director McGlown.
I abstain. I was not present at the meeting.
Okay. Director Gleet.
Aye.
Director Seitz.
Aye.
Director McCreary.
Aye.
Chair Gilbert.
Aye. Okay, the minutes have been approved. Next on the agenda is Resolution 23 LDC02, a loan to PSF Holdings LLC and Personal Space Fitness LLC as co-borrowers. Zach?
Good afternoon, everybody. Resolution 23 LDC02 seeks the approval of an SBA 504 loan for Personal Space Fitness to open up their second location. Their first location is located in the Hill neighborhood. This one will be located on Watson in the Lindenwood Park neighborhood. Personal Space Fitness is a gym that offers personalized classes for a limited number of individuals to attend. They are seeking to open up a second location since the demand for their services has increased to the point where they need that second location. The total financing for the project between both the third-party lender, which is Bank of Washington, and the SBA debenture is $500,000, and then the specific SBA gross debenture will be $229,000. Joining us here today are the four owners. Here, I'll pass it over to you all to talk a little bit about the business and kind of how you've got to this point from when you started back in 2020.
Yeah, I see Stephanie's driving, so I'm gonna let Kate handle that.
Hi.
She'll be on soon.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Yeah, thanks for meeting and being here and listening to us. I'm not driving, so I'm Kate. I'm one of the co-owners. Steph is the other. Well, actually, all four of us are, but Steph and I actually run the gym. We are the co-owners / managers / coaches, trainers, all of the things. We've known each other for over a decade, working in corporate fitness and wellness and all of those types of things. Opened our first gym on the Hill back in late 2020, and the demand for services has grown in such a way, like you were just saying, that we're pretty much at max capacity for certain services that we offer. So we're looking forward to rehabbing another building, just like we did on the Hill, to encourage growth and offer services almost to another community within the city limits, and also rehab just the building for the benefit of the neighborhood, because that's pretty much our stick so far, is that we've enhanced the neighborhood, helps the community, and we're ready for another location.
Yeah, thank you. And we can then open up to the board for if there's any questions of me or any of the owners.
I know we talked at loan committee that you're pretty confident that you'll be able to utilize this space relatively quickly. You're pretty much maxed out at your existing location.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, we've actually expanded at the existing location 3 times now. So we've had, or twice after the original location. But we're running out of block to take up in the Hill. So at this point, we also want to, one of the things about gyms is that they tend to attract people who are in the immediate facility because they come off. So this is another opportunity to hit a neighborhood that we feel is underserved for this type of gym. They have some yoga studios. They might have a, one of the big box type gyms where you just kind of go in anytime, the 24-hour fitness places. It's not really the clientele we cater to. We see an opportunity over in the Lindenwood Park area and a perfect location, a bit of a busier street, but still neighborhoody, which is really one of our focuses, is to feel like a neighborhood gym. We actually have it on the front of our building. We have our name, Personal Space Fitness, but right above it, it says neighborhood gym. And so it feels like it's kind of always been there.
Are there questions from other directors?
You have parking, off-street parking?
The new location will have off-street parking. There's a large parking lot. Actually, the building comes with it's almost a triple lot. It's a very large space. It's an old gas station that's been there since the 30s. It was remediated over the years. So there's no tanks there. We've gotten the phase 2 testing. We are clear from the state and from the EPA and the city. So right now it's basically been an old mechanic place for the past almost 100 years, but same family. So there's a lot to improve there and expand on if we ever needed to.
Good.
Any other questions?
Just a quick question about, so I know the margins are low. You said the margins are expected to increase. Are there like cost cutting measures that are in place that's going to make it easier for you to cover your debt?
Yeah, there's 2 things. Because we've been expanding and having the 2 expansions, we've invested in more equipment and in more space. That has kept our margins looking tight for the year. But generally, anything we're working on, we're getting a 40% more margin on at least. The thing that's going to really help with this next step in this other location is that our 2 biggest expenses are Kate and Stephanie. And when their servicing can be split up between 2 locations that are both bringing in income, at similar income as the expectation, that'll also increase our margins.
You're getting some scale, some economies of scale just from the.
Exactly. Yep.
Other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval, sites.
Second,
I'll second it, McCreary.
Moved by Director Sites, seconded by Director McCreary. Janet, would you poll the board, please?
Yes. Director Rabu,
aye.
Director Peoples,
Aye.
Director McGlown,
Aye.
Director Glee,
Aye.
Director Sites,
Aye.
Director McCreary,
Aye.
Chair Gilbert.
Aye. Motion passes. Great. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. Good
Thank
luck.
you so much. And I gotta say, you guys run Robert's rules way better than I run the neighborhood association on the Hill, and we are not that good at it. You guys are nailing it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are we good to go or are we,
Yeah,
you just-
you're good to go.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks.
Thank
All
you.
right, bye.
Okay. Next on the agenda is an amendment to Resolution 22 LDC 04, modifying our loan to CMT Roofing. Zach?
Yes, so this is a loan that was awarded back to CMT Roofing LLC back in April of last year. With that initial loan, it was, I guess I should mention, it's through the EDA program. It was $300,000. And with that initial loan, there was a 7-month interest only included with that. What this amendment to this resolution is requesting is an additional 5 months for a total of 12 months of interest only payments for this particular loan. The borrower has cited that there is some delays with accounts receivable and also currently undergoing some litigation that is taking longer than expected in order to have the funds available to pay the full principal and interest payments. So unfortunately, I don't believe that they were able to make it today, but I'm happy to do my best to answer any questions that the board has, or to if the board members who are involved in the credit committee can assist me as well. Since this was initially presented by Daryl, who is out today with training, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Are they paid up to date on their interest payments?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
If they actually have made I believe, 2 payments under the loan itself, just because of timing, they wanted to stay current.
That's correct. That they haven't, we didn't take a payment for March, but everything else you said is correct.
There
So,
are,
and they appear to be here, but they may be on the other, not on the panelist side, that we got a chat saying they're here. The borrowers
it-
are here.
Is it
Janet, Are
Corey
you able to move
Elliott?
them over?
Yes,
What is the name of them? Corey Elliott?
Elliott,
Okay. And Parker Elliott?
Hi,
Yes.
this is Corey Elliott. Yes.
yes.
Okay.
And yes, we did make the January and February payments so that we wouldn't be behind at all on the loan. But we're requesting the interest only, just until, like I said, some receivables can catch up.
so,
And I second what Corey said. We are awaiting some receivables as well as a large project that has been into litigation that we expected to receive the settlement by now, but we have not. Despite that, we have remained current on the loan.
you've partially answered, I think my question was about the litigation. So it is a project and it's on its way to being resolved. Do you foresee additional costs on that?
Additional, well, you mean like from attorney's fees or what?
Like some kind of penalty or anything?
So there won't be any penalty because we did complete our scope. We just haven't been paid for the scope that we've been completed. So if anything, it would be penalties, damages, and liquidated damages on the other side, but not applicable to us.
That's good.
If you'll remember, when we first approved this, we had a lot of questions and concerns. There's quite a lot of debt associated with this, but at this point, you know, the best we can do is to accommodate the borrower for 5 months of interest only. You know, we really don't have much other choice. We don't want them to go delinquent. And hopefully this 5 months will allow some of this to work itself out. Are there other questions?
No.
If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move for approval of Director Peoples.
Second, Director Rabu.
Been moved by Director Peoples, seconded by Director Rabu. Janet, would you poll the board?
Yes. Director Rabu,
Aye.
Director Peoples,
Aye.
Director McGlown,
Abstain from voting.
Director Glee,
Aye.
Director Sites,
Aye.
Director McCreary,
Aye.
Chair Gilbert.
Aye. Okay, the motion passes. Okay, we've approved the extension, the resolution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, and thank you,
Thank you.
Corey. This is Rodney. Thanks for all the good work that you've done. So
Oh,
please continue on.
Thank you, Rodney.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the status of accounts. Chris? You was
Okay.
here. There you are. Okay.
All right. I sent out the report to you, oh, I think it was around noontime today.
Mhm.
So you all should have it, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So the report is for the month ending February 28th, 2023. We had $2,100, a little over $2,100 in revenue. Didn't have any expenses this month, so you have a net revenue of $2,100. The ending fund balance is negative 124, 762.50. We're right about our amount as far as income that we paid a SLDC for management fee. So any SBA loans that we close would go straight to that, to reducing that 124. So Zach, I know you're getting after it, so continue on and we'll break into that 124. Didn't close any loans this month, but again, as I told you last month, that doesn't mean we're not doing anything. We have a $5 million grant program, an ARPA grant program that we're administering that actually SLDC is administering, and we are the dispersing agent for them. In February, we closed 29 grants for $145,000. From inception to date, we've closed 790 grants for just under 4 million. Our total grant amount, excuse me, will fund 4.5 million. So we're closing in on finishing up in that program. Neil was talking about trying to get it done by the end of April for sure, and the people on the program seem to think that will happen. So hopefully by April we will have funded 4.5 million in a small grant program, and that's all flowing through LDC staff that's doing that funding. So our portfolio consists of 83 loans at 10.7 million in principal outstanding. The next lines are the type of loans that are outstanding. The block grant, EDA, the UEL program, there's 55 loans at 6.4 million in principal outstanding. You got your small business resource loans. That's a very small program, once in a lifetime, if you will. We did 35 of those. We have 12 that are past maturity, and we're just trying to determine exactly how you go about trying to collect $1,900 from a borrower. SBA has 16 loans and 4.2 million in principal outstanding on those. Your delinquency rate is below. I've given you two over the last year or two. Ones that are our normal portfolio at 7%, just over 7%. If you include the resource loans, of course, because there's 12 of them, your number bumps up quickly up to 25%, but that's only on loans delinquent to loans outstanding. You can look over to the right and see the principal delinquent to principal outstanding. It really doesn't affect it that much because you're only looking at 33 grand. So the other thing I've tracked for you for a long time is the number of loans that the board has written off. 90 since I started tracking back in 01 at 4.1 million of write-offs. We've collected either fully or partially on 1.229 million. So your actual loss since March of '01 has been 69 loans, and that's at $2,875,000 of principal loss. Your aging of accounts is down at the very bottom of the page. 66 are current, and there's 5 that'll be on the delinquency report that are over 91 days. Second sheet is a picture of your financial statement. And as I said, the 124,000 going up to 125 is in the negative. We're able to meet our annual commitment because it's been so low over the last few years to SLDC of 30 grand. So that's a good thing. But as we close additional new loans, SBA and some of the EDA ones, we're able to get a closing fee and an SBA a servicing fee, and we can knock into that 124 pretty quickly. The next two sheets are the funds that we have available. I think I said this last month. For the first time, all the funds that we have to loan out are all in-house. So I actually have these dollars in the bank. We do not have block grant funds available, but we do have 3.3 million in repayment funds. You committed. There's some old commitments on the books, almost 700,000. I understand that all those programs are all those loans are. They still believe that they'll happen, but of course we'll have to come back to the board because they're over 6 months old and get them reappropriated. But we wanted to keep a placeholder for you. So if those loans close, excuse me, we'd still have $2,645,000 to lend out. I could write a check tomorrow should we have the borrowers in line. And the next sheet is just a detail, the type of dollars that we have, the repayments, as you can see up there, the COVID repayment. And you'll see that will continue, that will grow quickly. We're receiving on a monthly basis probably 35 grand on repayments. So, you know, the program's what, 2 years old, and we've already got 711 of repayments. So that'll grow up, that'll grow quickly and maybe approach the old EDA program that's right under 2 million. So funds available at 3.3, commitments 698, again 2.6 available to unencumbered dollars, ready to go out the door. The final 3 pages is my monthly delinquency report. No real change from last month. Linda did want you all to know that she did collect financials from Urban Chestnut, but only through October. She's hoping to get the year-end financials December by the end of the week. Well, she's out of town, so nothing would happen anyway. But by next week, so they can make some type of, we can make some type of ask for them to, as you had said, Laura, that, hey, can we get something from them on a monthly basis? So trying to arrive at a dollar amount to get them paying on a monthly basis, even if it's $100. But that's the CDBG on the first page, the non-CDBG on the second page, and as I've been proud to say over the last few months, the SBA is blank. That means all the 16 SBA loans that we have are current. That is my detailed information. If you have any questions, please ask.
Do we have any update on our borrower that we made really concessions to lend him that extra money because he had an immediate need and an immediate investor? We were supposed to get paid off in 3 or 4 days, and it's now been 2 months.
Yeah.
What's the
two or three
on that?
months. No, we don't. We do not. I've made multiple contacts, and I think I've mentioned to you, he's told me 2 or 3 times, yeah, I'll get the check down to you this week. I say, okay, I'll be here, and comes and goes. I call him and, oh, something came up, or he's always got an excuse. Bill Seddon is working with him on the new market side, and he believes he doesn't question that we will get our money. It's a matter of when we will get our money. And what I can do at this point, you know, we're behind so much other debt. There's not really, we don't have the dollars, of course, to step in and buy out or anything, but we can make demands, and that's what we've been doing.
Well, I think we should ask Bill to do something on our behalf. He certainly came to us and asked us to do this deal because of the relationship. I think he should step up and ask them to perform. They promised. And we made some exceptions in order to do this. I think we need to ask them to step up.
I will take that upon myself to make sure I talk to Bill and have him do that.
Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Is that the apparel company you're talking about, Laura?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rodney, you're with us today. I think everybody else is pretty much out of town or getting SBA trained, I understand. Do you have anything, words of wisdom for us?
I just wanted to make sure that if Zach or Roger or the team needed anything, that I was here to be supportive. My understanding is that, again, we thank all of you, commissioners, board members, for the approvals that you did today. So we kind of keep things going. The other thing that I did want to mention is that our St. Louis Economic Development Partnership team is spending a lot of time with the SLDC team as we talk about the Economic Action Justice Plan, Economic Justice Action Plan, EJAP. And then our team has also been over to the Empowerment Center also to just to participate a little bit more in what's happening and what some of the initiatives are, and make sure that we're using our people and resources to really help move some of the initiatives forward. So we're glad to be spending some good quality time as we continue to move forward. So,
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Rodney. Is there?
you're welcome,
Zach, do you have-
grandmother.
Thank you. Zach, did you have anything to update on the 504 program or any other activity?
Yeah, just to give you all where we're at in the pipeline. Currently, there is a total of 17 loans totaling just about 7.4 million in the pipeline. 13 of those are in the process of closing at about 4,300,000. And out of that amount, 8 of those are 504 loans with about 3.5 million total there. And then Chris has mentioned the other loans in his report that we're working on the EDA side of things. And then currently coming up, we have 4 that we're working for, trying to get through to the approval process. One you saw today with Personal Space Fitness, with that hopefully should go to the SBA this afternoon. So that hopefully we have a pretty quick approval on. Yeah, happy to answer any questions about any specifics on the pipeline.
Are there any questions? Okay, is there anything else to be brought before the committee?
I have something that's
Yes,
tangent
Chris.
to our work. So in my new role as the Economic Development Director for Great Rivers Greenway, I was wondering, does anyone in this group have a relationship with Lindell Bank and Trust? They have a location at Grand and St. Louis Avenue that is about to be shuttered, and I have like a strong interest in looking into activating that space, but I've reached out to Dr. Hall a couple of times and been unsuccessful. So does anybody have a relationship with Dr. Hall, the president of Lindell Bank? Okay, then I'll keep working. I thought one of you.
Well, isn't that where Jim is? Isn't Jim at Lindell? Jim Seitz, who's left the.
Yes. Yeah, Jim has.
Oh,
I
he
guess
just
he's
left.
gone.
Okay, I'll reach out to Jim then. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that would be a way to go. He might be able to give you some insight there. Okay. Nothing else?
Laura, just wanted to mention that sad news that, if you all knew Paul Becker, that he had
Yes.
passed and arrangements are made, Cutis on Friday from 4 to 8, and then, Saturday morning, 10 o'clock at, what church should he go to? It's on the hill.
Was it St. Ambrose?
I don't think so.
No, it's not.
It was in the paper. I did see that.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that to you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, our next regular meeting is scheduled for Thursday, April the 13th. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Director Gleat.
I second Director McGlowan.
It's been moved by Director Gleat, seconded by Director McGowan. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're done. We'll see you
Right.
next month.